Forge is PvP done right. It blends a lot of the great things about playing MMOs in terms of ability and skill with the instant gratification and ease of access of a first-person shooter.
It's a mixture of PvP and MMO style abilities in a first-person shooter kind of shell.
What really sets it apart is that we've maintained the strategy of MMO combat, so that your goal isn't just to kill as quickly as possible as soon as you see someone. But at the same time, we've kept the quickness and the ease of access of like a first-person shooter or an action game. So you jump in and you're just as powerful at the beginning as you are after 3 weeks of play. We're not building it around time requirements of like 3-4 hours a night or 3-4 hours a week even. The goal is to build a game that you come in, you're playing within a minute to 2 minutes, you progress, you're done in 15 minutes, and you've enjoyed yourself.
So it really bridges the two genres together in what we think is a unique and first of its kind of way.
Gaming has been my hobby since I was a kid. The real addiction kind of set in with Half-Life. Half-Life was the first game that just really blew me away. The single player was cinematic, the gameplay was fluid and unreal. That iconic scene whenever the lights go out in the hallway and it just one light after another and you just feel this intense dread and this thing comes popping out and attacks you. That time period is really when it solidified that I had to play these all the time. When MMOs came on the scene, they brought something to the table that I hadn't really experienced in a first-person shooter yet. It was a great strategic sort of tactical experience. It wasn't just kill, kill, kill like it is in a first-person shooter. The downside is that it always felt like they put these endless gear grinds and level grinds and everything that you had to do just to get to a point where you were on an even playing field. At the same time, I had always enjoyed games like first-person shooters, that sort of thing. The downside there is there wasn't much progression, there wasn't much depth to the combat, there wasn't a lot of strategy. You know, you run up to somebody and get gibbed by a rocket launcher, there's not a whole lot of strategy involved in that. One of the things that's true with Forge that hasn't been true with games that have this kind of combat in them before is that if you want to land a hit, it's not a percentage stat on your gear, you actually have to hit the person by aiming properly. Just finally having skill really be the determining factor. You're not thinking about stats. You're thinking about, did I block at the wrong time? Did I dodge at the right time? Did I stun or interrupt at the right time? So we kept waiting to see if somebody would sort of blend the two. And finally, after 7 years of releases, it became necessary. If we wanted to play it, we were going to have to build it. From the very beginning, we sat down and decided to really build this at a quality level that lines up with the best games that we've ever played.
If you want to position Forge, the game, it's AAA quality gameplay and artwork at an indie price.
We've been working round the clock on this project to make it successful.
Probably the first and best decision that we made is that we approached the guys at Super Genius. I mean, we would get concept art that made us drool, then we would see the model that came off of it and we just kind of laugh. I mean, there's almost no response you can give other than just be like, okay, that's incredible.
We needed to have the best team both on the programming and art side putting together the game and then offer it at a price point that won't break the bank. So we got some fantastic partners behind us. We were able to raise the startup capital that got us to where we are today. So, we're here on Kickstarter really to finish building what we started. It's really like a kick finish, if you will.
We've got this amazing project going and we just need a little more help to complete it.
Setting the goal for what we need to really put a final polish pass on our initial plans, what we have planned right now for phase 1, to make that everything that it should be. At the same time, we're hoping that it explodes because we have a lot of plans that we're just not able to fund, like additional classes, additional factions, additional maps.
It's also an opportunity for everyone out there to join us, to be the first to join us as the Forge community.
By backing the project, they're part of the design process at that point. They're part of helping us define what the game is going to be, not just a year from now, not after the game's released, but even now while we're in development. We would love to bring them in. We're going to set up forums so that they can talk directly with the designers, hear what the abilities are going to be.
Invite them into our development process as the initial Forge community. And by doing that, you get a pre-ordered copy of the game. If you've gotten this far in the video, you're hopefully as excited as we are about the game. We are currently building the game as we speak. We're not on Kickstarter to raise money to start development of the game, but really to finish it. We're looking to polish it up and add as many features as we can for you all. It's because of people like you that allow us the opportunity to do what we love. So thanks again, and we really hope you pledge to buy the game Forge.